forgotten what I was saying. Okay.
Right, hi, I'm Miss Holly.
Hi, I'm Miss Beth, and today we're going to be recapping coordinate geometry.
We hope you enjoy it.
Okay, welcome back to the coordinate geometry series. A really important question is how to find the gradient of a line given 2 points. So point A has coordinates 5, 8, and point B has coordinates 9, -4, and we are being asked to work out the gradient of A, B. So again, this is a formula. It is given to you. Just make sure you practice using those formula booklets and get to know what the different formulas are, okay? So the formula for gradient is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so your change in y divided by your change in x. So again, it's really important to label your coordinates before you start to prevent getting mixed up. So we're going to go for x1, y1, and then x2, y2. Now, lots of times I get asked, does it matter which way round you do this? No, it doesn't. The only thing that matters is that your x2 is with your y2, okay, and your x1 with your y1. And then we just have a substitution process to go through. So for this question, let me come over here where I've got some space. So m is equal, we have -4 for y2, we are subtracting 8, and we are dividing by 9, subtract 5. Okay, so let's simplify this. So -4 subtract 8 will leave me with -12. 9 subtract 5 leaves me with 4. Now -12 divided by 4, I can calculate that out, so there's no need to leave this as a fraction. This would be -3. And remember that gradient is notated by m. So think about when you have line of equation, m is always your gradient. Okay.
Right, this question, we're going to have a look at the equation of a line from a graph. So here, at the moment, we don't have any information in terms of coordinates, so we can find them ourselves. So there's two ways to do this. So we can either do it by doing the rise over the run. So the gradient equals rise over run, which is just the same as the change in the y over the change in the x, which when we do it with coordinates, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you can do it either way. So from a graph, it usually is a lot easier just to pick 2 points on the graph. Any 2 points, make sure they are whole coordinates. They are not in between. And then you can draw a right angle triangle. And then we can say, okay, the rise is 2 units, the run is 4 units, okay? And that just lets us do rise divided by run, which in this case is 2 over 4. With my class, we simplify it, so it's a half. With my class, they know if they are running to the right, it's positive. If they run to the left, it would be negative. So in this case, it is a positive gradient, right? So if we look at the equation of a line, y equals mx plus c. It's getting a bit messy, but it's okay. M is a half plus c. So if this wasn't on a graph, you could pick a coordinate and substitute that in. But because it is on the graph, you can literally go to your y-axis, look at where it crosses the y-axis. So that is the y-intercept, which in this case is 0, 2. So my equation is y equals a half x, and then it's just plus 2 because it's positive. And that's the equation of this line. Woohoo! Hi. Today we are going to do the midpoint because that's what we're doing in lesson at the minute. So this time midpoint of 2 points. Okay, so in this question they gave us point A and they gave us point B, and we just need to work out where is the midpoint between the two. So if it was a straight line, we want to know where is the middle of this line. So if we look, we're going to use the formula. So everyone should know what the formula is in my class. So it's x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 all over 2. What do I mean by x1 and y1? What I mean is this is coordinate 1 and this is coordinate 2. So this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. The board's just glitched, but it's okay. And then it's a substitution. So 2 is going to go here, plus 6 divided by 2. And then you're going to do 3 plus 8. And then you're going to just divide that by 2. So 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 8 is 11. And then you just divide them by 2. So you can leave it as a fraction or a decimal if you want. But this is going to be 4 and 5.5. And that looks about right for that point.
Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to find the equation of a line with gradient -2 that passes through the point 4, 3. So first things first, our important information. Now we know that our equation of a line is y equals mx plus c. So straight away, I know my gradient is -2. So I'm going to rewrite my equation with my gradient n. Okay, I've not finished yet because I need to know my c value or my y-intercept. Okay, the only other piece of information I'm given in the question is this point. So I'm going to use that, I'm going to substitute it in, and that will help me find my y-intercept. So remember, your x-coordinate is first, your y-coordinate is second, so we're going to substitute in. So I know y is 3, so 3 is equal to minus 2x, well, x is 4, so I'm going to pop that into brackets, plus c. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going to simplify this. I have 3 is equal to -8 plus c. Now, when we solve, okay, remember we think about doing the inverse, okay? I want c on its own, but I have a -8 here. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Okay, and then once I've done that, I am left with 3 plus 8 is 11, -8 plus 8 is eliminated, so 11 is equal to c. Now my final step is I want to write this back in to my equation here. So y is equal to -2x plus 11, and that is my final answer for this question.
Right, this video is going to be about finding the equation of a line that is parallel to another line. So this word parallel is important. What does parallel mean? It means when two lines, when they're drawn, are the same distance apart, they would never meet. What does it mean in terms of the equation? It means you have the same gradient. So because the gradient is 2 in this one, you can write y equals mx plus c. So the m, which is 2, can be substituted into the equation. So now we need to make sure it just passes this point. So what does that mean? It means that when you draw the graph, this point will lie on that line. Well, this is x and this is y, so that means it has to work for this equation. So I'm going to substitute 1 in as y. X we can see is 3, and then we're going to add c. So the last thing I'm going to do is simplify it. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus c. And then I am trying to solve what c is. So subtract 6 from both sides. And we get -5 equals c. What is the last step we need to do? I need to make sure I actually answer the question and write the equation of the line. So y equals 2x, because they have the same gradient. And my c is -5. And that's it.
Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at the distance between 2 points and how we find that. Okay, so here's an example of a question you might have. You also might just be given 2 of the points, okay? So our distance formula, now you are always given this, so it's not crucial to remember it off by heart, but it does help, okay? So the first thing you want to do, you want to basically label both of your coordinates with x1, y1 and x2, y2. That's just going to help you to not get confused while you're substituting into your formula. Okay, so x1, y1, x2, y2. Once you've done that, you are simply just referring to your formula. So the distance for this line here is going to be equal to the square root of x2, which is 7, subtract x1, which is 1. Now that's in brackets all squared, plus y2, which is 15, subtract y1, which is 4, again all squared. So now it's a simplification process or a calculator job, okay? Now, just for today, I will show you the simplification process. So 7 take away 1 would be 6. So 6 squared plus 11 squared. Okay, that's going to be equal to the square root of 36 plus 121, which is equal to the square root of 157. So you're going to pop that into your calculator. You can leave your answer as a surd, but with it being distance, we probably want to find the actual decimal unless otherwise stated. So here, this would be equal to 12.53, okay, and that is units. Is it units? That's also rounded to 2 decimal places. So just be really careful in terms of what the question asks for, but there you have it, okay? That is how we find the distance.